And good evening, everyone. Welcome to WREP 15 Sports here at Satterwoods Field. And also, we're streaming live on the MHS Rewind YouTube channel. So I appreciate you guys joining us for tonight's Mid-State Conference game. It's the Martinsville Artesians who come into tonight's game at 2-3 overall, 1-2 in the conference against the Whiteland Warriors, who are 4-1 overall and 2-1 in the conference. Big Mid-State Conference game. Also, it's going to be homecoming tonight. So it's good to see, despite all the COVID stuff going on, our Martinsville still able to do a homecoming. So we'll have those festivities for you at halftime. But first, let's go back to last week. Artesians lost the Mid-State Conference game at Franklin. Lost that game 21-48. Let's go ahead and take Carl Van Devener. So you see, you're going to see a couple of defensive stops here by the Artesians to start the highlights. Defense got themselves put in some tough situations thanks to some miscues by the Martinsville offense, but the Artesian defense did what they could despite some of the tough situations they were in. You can see some tackling, good defensive play there by Larry Bland. He has done really good this season, 7 pass deflections so far this year. Ty Martin rolls out, gets it to LaFerry, I believe. Yep, that was LaFerry who made that catch. Good to see LaFerry back. He's missed a few games due to injury. And Tyler Cox, what a game he had. You'll see more highlights like this during this highlight reel here, but Tyler Cox had over 200 yards of rushing at Franklin last week, and that was a 50-plus yard run there. You see him get in there for one of his touchdowns that he had last week. He had 2 of them. And then back on the defensive side, Artesian defense did what they could despite some of the situations they were put in. But Franklin was just too much last week. You'll hear Coach Duggar talk about this was probably one of the most disappointing games that he felt. Just a lot of miscues and mistakes. Offensive line, defensive line had some struggles. You saw good defensive highlight there. But here's the big run by Tyler Cox trying to get them back in it. It is an 80-yard touchdown run, and you can see the distance he has between him and the next defender. Huge game for Tyler Cox. Hopefully he can replicate that tonight. Then Nigel Bryant here with a big sack. Only sack of the game for the Artesians. On the other end, though, Franklin, they had 6 sacks against Ty Martin. So offensive line really struggled last week, but there was a sack by Nigel Bryant. And then here's more Tyler Cox. Look at the stiff arm, the strength that he has to keep going, running over people. Strong running by Tyler Cox. He has really had to carry the load. And there's another pass and catch from LaFerry. From Martin to LaFerry, I should say. And there's Braxton Dilly, kind of a touchdown machine, Coach calls him. He's got 3 receiving touchdowns on the year. He leads the team in touchdown receptions. Good to see that young man. And then Garrett Skaggs, kind of the speedster down the far sideline with a big play. Just not enough of those in last week's loss to Franklin. Just needed more of those bigger plays and fewer mistakes. There you see Tyler Cox with another strong run. So you see a lot of Tyler Cox in these highlights, and that is because he had such a great game, like I said, last week. Had 220 yards on 28 carries, 2 touchdowns. So a big, big night for Tyler Cox. Unfortunately, there were a lot of miscues in the game. Ty Martin had 3 interceptions and fumbled it, and the offensive line struggled a little bit keeping Ty Martin upright. He was sacked 6 times, so a lot of miscues. Coach Duggar sat down with Eric Meyer and kind of talked about some of those mistakes that Martinsville made last week.
Too many mistakes. We did not play good football. It was, I don't know what the reasoning was. I don't know why we didn't have our intensity and energy that we had at the previous, 4 games. That was lacking and missing, but that's on me and our coaching staff to make sure we fix that and we bring that energy intensity moving forward.
And that was Coach Duggar talking about some of the mistakes that Martinsville made. Hopefully they can clean some of that up and really cut down on the turnovers that really hurt them last week. You heard in that. Artesians put Franklin inside the Artesian-owned 5-yard line on 3 of their drives and made those short, really quick, easy touchdowns. It was 21-0 just like that, and really hard to dig out of that hole. So Martinsville really needs to cut down on the turnovers in order to compete with a very, very good Whiteland Warrior team, and that's who comes into Ciderwoods Field tonight. If any of you have watched Martinsville football play Whiteland here over the last 16 years with Coach Darren Fisher, you kind of know the MO. They run that jet sweep, a lot of run, not a whole lot of passing situations going on for Whiteland. Coach Duggar kind of dove a little deeper into Whiteland's offense. Let's hear what he has to say about that.
Our kids, with all their stuff and their smoke and mirrors and their fly motions and their jet motions and all that stuff, there's times where they may hit us with a big play, and we just got to play the next play. They're going to give you some false reads, they're going to give you some good reads, and you got to kind of just do your job over and over and over again. It's a fun offense to watch. It's not a fun offense to go against, I'll tell you that. I have a lot of respect for Coach Fisher and what he does, and that even their defense. Their defense is sound and really, really well coached, and they attack you a lot of different angles as well. So they're just, again, another well-coached football team. That's a theme here in the mid-state, unfortunately.
Right.
But they're talented too, so it's going to be a tough matchup.
And there was Coach Duggar on the Whiteland offense. Like you said, they're going to run that jet sweep. Defense really has to focus and key in on their assignments. Once you kind of start leaning left, Whiteland's going to go right, and that's when you can get in trouble. As far as the passing game, not much. The quarterback, Brant Kuntz, he's only passed it 17 times. That's the only few times that he's passed it. 17 times for 63 yards. That's it. So Whiteland, not really much of a passing team. Going to see a lot of ground game from the Whiteland Warriors. On the defensive side of things, the Warriors kind of line up in a 3-4 defense. You're going to see a lot of blitzing from them. Coach Duggar continue to sit down with Eric Meyer and talked about what Whiteland's defense is going to look like for tonight's game.
For defense, they'll remind you of some of those, being from Indiana, the Indianapolis Colts will remind you of some of those Patriot teams, that 3-4 that does a lot of blitzing and bringing edge pressures and different things, mixing up what they do. I think that's one thing that they do really well defensively is they mix up what they do. They don't just line up and play this or do this every time. So they're going to give you a different look just to give you a different look. It reminds me a lot, as I said, of those Patriot teams that weren't going to get stuck in a look. They were going to consistently mix things up. So, we've just got to continue to get better. Our theme on offense is to quit making mistakes. We can't have wrong routes run. We can't block the wrong guys. We can't not communicate up front. We looked at some of those plays early on in the game. Look at one of those interceptions. I think there were 5 guys that did something wrong on the play, and it's like you can't overcome that. So we just got to really get back to trusting our job and doing what we've been coached.
And that was Coach Brian Duggar of the Artesians talking about Whiteland's defense. It's a big game for the Artesians. They've had a couple losses in a row, some bad losses, especially last week against Franklin. Coach Duggar talked about he was kind of disappointed just in how the game went. So this is going to be a big one. So Coach Duggar talked about what Martinsville is going to have to do and keys to the game to get a win here tonight.
Good team up front. Our offense and defensive line have been really solid. Last week they weren't. They got punched in the mouth a little bit, and I don't know. Excuse me. I don't know if that was. We weren't, like I said, off the bus yet. If Franklin was much better up front than I thought they were, I thought we were pretty even up front as far as that game went. But we got pushed around a little bit on both sides, and I think a key this week is going to kind of get back to our identity up front. Those guys, those guys are awesome. I love those guys. They compete, they fight, and we just didn't have that last week. So I really want them to get back to being the unit that they are up there. And second thing, we got to do a much better job taking care of the ball. Turnovers are becoming kind of a bugaboo, if you will. They're becoming kind of our problem. We're putting our defense in bad spots. It's costing us points. I don't know that anyone's stopped us yet. I feel like we've stopped ourselves quite a bit. And some of that is I don't think we've given teams the opportunity to stop us because we're making mistakes. So we got to do a better job of controlling what we can control on offense and taking care of the ball.
And there was Coach Duggar on what Martinsville's going to have to do to get a big mid-state conference win here and kind of snap the skid that they have been in. And I know Artesians really want to get the bad Franklin taste out of their mouth from last week after the 48-21 loss last week against the Grizzly Cubs in the Mid-State Conference. So Artesians waiting to come out of the tunnel, get on the field here momentarily. Like I said, it is homecoming tonight here at Martinsville High School. So stick with us on at halftime. We'll have some performance by the band. We will have the crowning of the homecoming princess and queens. So it should be a really good night here at Cider Woods Field. Friday night football, homecoming, should be a good one. I heard behind me Randall Wayne on WCBK had mentioned that this game is a sellout with the COVID restrictions. Martinsville sold all 1,300 of their available tickets, and Whiteland bought all 300 of their available tickets. So we're going to have 1,600 spectators here at Cider Woods Field. That's the max that we will have probably for the rest of the season with the whole COVID restrictions, but we are just happy to be here and be playing. Fans start to come to their feet. Artesians getting ready to come through that tunnel.
And here comes your Artesia. And wide receiver number 10, Matthew LaFerry. Quarterback, Tyrus Martin, number 12. Adam Field wearing number 13. Number 16 for the Artesians, Garrett Skaggs. Wearing number 21, Larry Blend. 24, Tanner Smith. Wearing number 31, Chase Mabry. Number 47, Braxton Wright. Number 54, Nigel Bryant. 59, Jalen LaPasa for the Artesians. And wearing number 77, Sam Lyday. Head coach, Brian Duggar. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we kindly ask that you please stand with us and respectfully remove your hats and join our percussion section of the Martinsville Artesian Band as we honor this great country of ours with our national anthem under the direction of Mr. Ken Belt.
And that was the Martinsville Artesian Band, the percussion section with the national anthem. And I believe we'll probably get a full performance from the Martinsville Artesian Band and the color guard as well during halftime here during homecoming at Cider Woods Field. Should be a lot of fun, just probably about a minute away from kickoff. Captain's getting ready to go out to the center of the the field here for the coin toss. We'll see who's going to get the ball first. So number 54, Nigel Bryant. Number 13, Adam Field out there for the Artesians. Like I said, Artesians 2-3. Their wins coming against Bedford North Lawrence and their lone conference win against Greenwood. Whiteland Warriors come in at 4-1. Their one loss came to Decatur Central. It was a pretty close affair in that one. They have beaten Franklin, so those are the two common opponents for Whiteland in Martinsville. Whiteland able to beat the Franklin Grizzly Cubs, who the Artesians lost to last week, and lost a close one to Decatur Central, who Artesians played just a couple weeks ago. So Artesians are going to receive it. So Whiteland's going to kick it off, and then they will get the ball to start the second half. Last week, Whiteland, they got a big win at home against Perry Meridian. Blanked the Falcons 48-0. So two teams kind of coming off different outcomes from last week. Like I mentioned many times already, Artesians tough, and some would say maybe even a bad-looking loss last week at Franklin. Not saying Franklin wasn't good, just I know Coach Duggar and the coaches show with Eric Meyer, and then also in the Reporter Times talked about he thought that Martinsville and Franklin were pretty evenly matched, and he just had mentioned it several times that he just felt like Martinsville just didn't get off the bus last week against Franklin. So hopefully, didn't have to ride a bus tonight, but hopefully they came out of the locker room ready to play. They can get a much better start than they did last week. Dug themselves a 21-0 hole last week. So we're hoping for a much better outcome tonight. Homecoming, like I said. Sold-out crowd with all the COVID restrictions. So 1,600 spectators here tonight. Whiteland getting ready to kick it off here. Start this game. Artesians looking for a bounce-back win, and here we go. It's a short kick, going to be taken at about the 15-yard line. Across the 20, Bland spins, still on his feet, and gets it across the 25, and that's where he will be pushed out of bounds. So Ty Martin will lead his offense out on the field. Ty Martin likes to pass it. Artesian offense, he is 93 of 150 out of 155, so he's thrown it 155 times, 874 yards. So the yardage looks good. The problem is the touchdown to interception ratio. 8 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Anytime you have more interceptions than touchdowns, that's a problem. So hopefully Ty Martin can get back to that game that he played against Greenwood where he had 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, and had a really, really big game. There's Tyler Cox. He's the one that had a huge game last week at Franklin. He's the workhorse. So you hope that they can kind of get a little bit of a balanced offense and relieve some of the work that he has to do as he gets about a 2-yard pickup there on the first play of the game. There he goes again. Tyler Cox tries to get up the middle, gets another yard or 2, so not a whole lot of room, and this is going to bring up a 3rd and about 8. So make it 3rd and 7. These are kind of the situations you want to stay out of, these 3rd and longs. And back-to-back running plays for 3 yards. So Ty Martin in a passing situation here to start the first drive of the game. Ty Martin's going to roll to his right. He's got a man, and it is caught. And it is LaFerry who went down to the ground to get it, and he did. It's an 11-yard completion there from Ty Martin to LaFerry. It's good to have him back. He's missed a couple games so far this season, but the games that he has been, he has made an impact. Their first reception of the game is an 11-yard completion from Martin to LaFerry. Fakes it to Tyler Cox gets it to, looks like Garrett Skaggs for a short yard. About a 4-yard completion there. So nice early start there for Ty Martin, 2 for 2. 15 yards. Just got to keep it out of the hands of Whiteland. Keep moving down the field. Quick little screen to LaFerry. LaFerry gets a block, makes a man miss. A flag comes late. So LaFerry gets about 3 yards on that reception. But first we'll have to see what the penalty flag is about. The flag laying at about the 45-yard line. And it's already going to be against the Artesians. So it's going to move them backwards. So the first penalty of the game goes against the Artesians. Was a block in the back. It looks like LaFerry on the screen tried to make a couple men miss and block in the back on the outside there. Artesians led a lot of statistical categories last week against Franklin. One of them, they had fewer penalties. They kept the ball longer, time of possession, ran more plays, had more first downs. So unfortunately, gets the first penalty there. Tyler Cox gets maybe a yard there, 2 yards maybe on that run. So now a 3rd and very long. Ty Martin was able to convert on a 3rd and 7 earlier in this drive. But this is going to be about a 3rd and 13. Cox in motion is going to try to get some blocks in front, but it was it was a backwards pass, so not incomplete pass. It was a lateral, and that moved them back 3 yards. So a punting situation here on the opening drive for the Artesians. Pemberton, line drive kick. This is going to bounce, and hopefully it does take an Artesian roll. So nice job by the Artesians to down it at the 27-yard line, and then that's where Whiteland will take over. So after a first down and a somewhat of a promising drive, Artesian stalled out after a block in the back penalty. Now we'll see the defense, if they can get the ball back for the Artesians. Like we mentioned, Whiteland, you're going to see a lot of running attack here. You're going to see a lot of jet sweep, averaging 169 yards per game on the ground, only 12 yards per game through the air. So right there, right up the middle, and not a whole lot of running room. Good job by the defense there to collapse that. Tanner Smith, I think, was in there, first one to hit him. Go around the right end, it's Valentine, and he's got a first down and finally pushed out of bounds. $11-yard pickup there for Valentine, Chase Valentine. He's the leading rusher for the Whiteland Warriors, 384 yards. Toss play up to Valentine on the right side. A 2 or 3 yard pickup there. bring up a 2nd and 7 coming up. And Whiteland, they're not a team that likes to play fast. They'll huddle up. They'll take their time. In motion. They're going to give it to the motion man. Nice job by the Artesians to be right there. Trevor Mosgrip, I believe, is the first one to meet the Whiteland Warrior player coming around. That was Desmond Singleton. Singleton there for no gain. Bring up a 3rd and 7. So the Warriors, this would be typically a passing situation. But knowing Whiteland, they definitely will run in this situation. They do just hand it off right up the middle, and Valentine's going to get the first down, and he may have more. He is still on his feet going. Adam Field trying to chase him down, pushes him out of bounds. And they're going to say he stepped out around the 1 or 2 yard line. And that is a backbreaker for the Artesians. You got 3rd and 7. Whiteland had it still in their own territory. And Valentine is able to rip off a 40-yard run and pushed out of bounds right at the 1 or 2 yard line. And that's a touchdown for Whiteland. The quarterback, Brant Kuntz, decided to keep it and take the 2 yards for the score himself. That was a 58-yard run, by Valentine that kind of set up that touchdown. So 72 yards of rushing for Valentine on the first drive. And then the quarterback, Brant Kuntz, punches it in from 2 yards out for the touchdown. And now it is 7-0 with 5:57 left to go in the first quarter. Tough defensive stand there as the Artesians had 3rd and 7. Had a really nice play by Trevor Mosgrip as they tried that jet sweep, and Mosgrip was right there waiting for him. The rest of his Artesian teammates came and finished the tackle for no gain. It was 3rd and 7, but then Whiteland just a run right up the middle, found a hole, and then up the far sideline and was finally pushed out of bounds by Adam Field to save the touchdown. But the very next play, it was Kuntz, the quarterback, who just called his own number, punched it in, and the Warriors have an early 7-0 lead here in the first quarter at Siderwoods Field. So Artesian offense is going to have to respond here. So Whiteland kick it off here. Always got to be ready for an onside kick. Whiteland's got the momentum to try to steal a possession, but I suspect the way that the Martinsville offense kind of struggled a little bit in that opening drive, they're going to kick it deep, and they do. And that's going to have to be taken on the far sideline. And we got trouble. Bland gets it just to about the 10-yard line, I think, is where they're going to have to spot it. So back's kind of against the wall somewhat for this second drive of the game for the Artesians. And the way that football is being angled, I thought Bland thought it was going to go out of bounds, and that would have given the Artesians the ball at the 35-yard line. So I think they let it bounce and then realized that bounce was not going to roll out. So he had to scoop it up and try to do what he could. But unfortunately, Artesians going to try to march 90 yards for a score and to even this game up. Fakes the handoff, gets it. Nice catch there. Dilly kind of had to go down for that, but was able to come up with it. Martin 3 for 3 passing the ball so far to start this game. I know it's early, but that's a good sign. Little draw play as Cox, I think, lowers his head, only gets a yard or two, but that's enough for the first down. Quick pass to LaFerre. LaFerre's got to beat a man, and he gets around one and gets across the 25 to about the 26, 27-yard line. So nice move there by LaFerre. Looks like he was going to be dead to rights, but made the first tackler miss, and good effort play gets him to the 27-yard line for a 6-yard completion. Second catch of the night for LaFerre. 13 on the play clock, plenty of time, 4.5 minutes to go in the game. Another quick pass. I think LaFerre again dives forward. This time he's not going to get quite the room that he had last time. Maybe a 2-yard pickup there. So we've got a 3rd and short coming up, 3rd and about 2. Artesian, do they just give it to Tyler Cox and hope he can power his way? First tries to get a first down by a penalty, but Whiteland defense stays disciplined. They don't jump. Tyler Cox has had 5 carries so far, but not a lot of room to show for it. They are going to not give it to him, and hit immediately, and I think the coach wanted a flag. It looks like the defender came in a little early on Dilly. I felt Dilly was tackled before the ball even got to him. The officials say it was simultaneously. That's a tough call. So another punting situation coming up, 4th and 2 from the 29-yard line. And that is the first incompletion for Ty Martin. Pemberton this time gets a high punt. It's going to go out of bounds, and Whiteland will start their next drive at about the 36-yard line. That's where the Warriors will start it. So unfortunately, offense, same thing as last time for the Artesians. They got a first down, but couldn't really get another one after that. And Whiteland with the good kickoff. Artesians had to start on their own 10-yard line. Moved it about 20 yards and then had to punt. So good starting field position again for Whiteland. This is what Coach Duggar wanted to avoid, putting his defense in tough situations like this. A lot of movement from Whiteland. They're going to give it to number 32. Nice play in the open field. I think it's Larry Bland who came up with that hit. That's exactly what you have to do against this offense. It's a 3-yard loss there for the Warriors. Landon Wood was the ball carrier on that play, but it was the Artesians' Larry Bland who came up with the tackle for loss, and that was his guy. That was who he was supposed to go after, and that's what he did. Chase Valentine up the middle, just shy of the 40-yard line, it looks like. So about a 6-yard pickup there. Another 3rd down, 3rd and 7 coming up. This is the down and distance the Artesians had last time, and Chase Valentine ripped off a 58-yard drive. Chase Valentine, Whiteland, the jet sweep and some of those motions, but all their damage so far has been right up the middle. And this time it's going to be Kuntz who's going to pass it and throws it high and broken up there. Nice job by Trevor Mosgrip, who came up with that hit. It looks like Artesian defense did their job and is going to force a Whiteland punt. Nice job of the defense on that stand. It was the first pass for Whiteland. It went incomplete. And I don't even think if they would have caught it the way Trevor was right there, I don't think they would have been able to get the first down. So Whiteland, punter's going to be punting from his own 25-yard line, looks like. And Martinez got a piece of it. And it hits at around the 45. Does take a Whiteland roll, but this is going to be the best starting field position for. And Whiteland trying to push Artesian player onto the football, but doesn't work. And with 2:01 left to go in the first quarter, Artesian offense will finally get a little bit of breathing room and get to start at their own 36-yard line as opposed to their own 10-yard line. So good job by Artesian defense on that last series. And you just see each defender has a responsibility. And as long as you do what you're supposed to do and don't fall for any of the fakes or the sweeps, you'll be in good shape. Tyler Cox tries to find some running room, does squeak through and gets still only about a 2-3 yard pickup there. Hands it off to him again. This time has a little bit of running room. Gets it to at least the second level. Gets about 4 yards there. 3rd and 4 coming up. This is a big play here for the Artesians early on. You don't want to have to punt this away and put your defense back out there. You really need to pick up this first down and keep this drive going for a little bit. I know it's a little early to be talking about big plays, but I think with this game and the way it's going to go, Artesian offense needs to stay out here just a little bit longer and at least get this first down and go into the second quarter with the football still. Going to pass it, and he's got wide open. It's Cheatham, and Cheatham catches it, makes a couple men miss, crosses the 45. Good job there by Luke Cheatham with the catch. 14-yard pickup there for Cheatham from Ty Martin. And another first down. That's exactly what the Artesians needed to do. Gets the first down, gets in Whiteland territory, and have to run one more play at least. Little quick pass to LaFerry, but it's going to go backwards. About a 5-yard loss on that pass play for the Artesians. Well, they try to run another play with 6 seconds left here. Second long, and they won't. So that is how the first quarter ends. Whiteland with a 7-0 lead, but the Artesians have the football in Warrior territory. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back to the second quarter right after this.
13,000 feet has a way of testing a man's soul. After all, we were never meant to take on such an endeavor. That long drop is what separates human from superhuman. And here we are, right here, right now.
You're good at motivation, we're good at your insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
When you hit that water, you're going to want to look for weeds, sunken structures, down trees, stuff like that. And let that breeze tell you where you want to go. Windy days like this, those bait fish will come swimming closer to shore. They'll bring the big boys with them, those bass and those pike. Now, they like cooler temperatures, so you ain't likely to have much luck.
You're good at giving fishing advice. We're good at your insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
I've always been with live bait.
And welcome back, everyone, WREP 15 Sports. Also, thanks if you're watching live on the MHS Rewind YouTube channel. watching that live stream from your living room. Start of the second quarter here. Artesians down 7-0 against the Whiteland Warriors. Homecoming here tonight. 2nd and 15 after the 5-yard loss. Tyler Cox with one-man miss and still on his feet. And gets to about the 45-yard line. So nice strong run to at least get back the 5-yard loss and gets back to maybe the original line. Nope, he doesn't. Looks like he's a couple yards shy of that. So what looked like a much bigger run only was about a 3-yard gain. Tyler Cox had a couple of those where he gets through that defensive line, and then you think he's going to break one open, but doesn't get much. So we got 3rd and 12 coming up for the Artesians. Gets the play from Coach Duggar. 3rd and 12 here. Going to pass it. He's going to go deep. He's going to try to get Cheatham. And well overthrown. No chance for Luke Cheatham to come up with that. Second incompletion of the night for Ty Martin. Tried to find Cheatham, the sophomore big-bodied wide receiver, but couldn't connect. Cheatham had that big first down catch earlier in this drive, but Artesian's going to have to punt this one away, but at least they flipped the field position a little bit. So hopefully Weston Pemberton get a nice punt and pin Whiteland back. He does. It's going to take a bounce. It's going to go sideways a little bit and go out of bounds at about the 11, 12-yard line. So Whiteland have to start from their own 12-yard line. Defense hopefully can replicate what they did last time out. So other than the big 58-yard run that set up the lone Whiteland touchdown, Artesian defense has done pretty well against the Warriors. Looks like they are well prepared for the jet sweep that Whiteland has. And this is an offense that these kids have run since they were in 2nd grade. So they know this offense well. There's the jet sweep around, and he's got some room and breaks a tackle, and that might be trouble. Can he be caught? Still on his feet. Adam Field doing his best, and he will not. In an 88-yard run on the sweep, number 32, Jonathan Crowley. You saw on the outside there was a missed tackle or two by the Artesians, and once Crowley was able to get by those defenders, it was a foot race between him and Adam Field, and Crowley won that one. We do have a penalty marker here on the extra point try. So 2 big runs, and that has been the damage for the Artesians. The 58-yard run by Valentine in the first quarter, then the 82-yard run that you just saw from Crowley to put the Whiteland Warriors up 13-0, and it just puts more pressure on your offense where you can't have your offense punt for a 4th time tonight. You're going to have to put some points on the board this next time out. Kick is up, and it is good, and we have a 14-0 score. Whiteland leads it here early in the second quarter at Siderwoods Field.
At this homecoming night, please welcome your varsity cheerleaders: Emma Kate Allen, Carly Anderson, Hayden Baker, Gracie Brennan, Delaney Collier, Molly Collier, Brittany Dawson, Macy Fisher, Trista Hammond, Taylor Holman, Bailey Metcalf, Alyssa McGully, Emma Sizemore,
So Ty Martin so far passing the ball, he's hit 4 different receivers. So he's spread the football around, and that's kind of what the Artesians do. They haven't really had a go-to receiver all season. Last year had Andy Myers, who caught so many touchdown passes, ended up, I believe, either tying or breaking the single-season touchdown record last year. Artesians don't quite have someone like that. Chase Mabry comes in at 189 yards receiving. Matt LaFerry, 167. Luke Cheatham, 138. Garrett Skaggs, 192. Braxton Dilly, 106. So you hear all those receivers kind of close to each other. So as that is good because there's not the opposing defense can't key in on one guy, a little squib kick here. They're going to have to jump on it. It's picked up at their 22-yard line and taken out to near the 30. That's where the Artesian offense will start. So decent starting field position here for Martinsville as Tyler Cox was able to scoop that up and get it out to about the 30-yard line. So let's see if the Artesians can take advantage of this decent field position here. $14-0. It's just been 2 plays that's really killed the Artesians. So you get a score here, you're still in it. It's early. 14-7 with the score here, and that's what Artesians need to be focusing on. And delay a game for the Artesians. Can't have that happen, especially to start a drive. You got to be more aware of that. So now you're starting behind the sticks again. Felt like what killed Artesians last drive, where they ran that play right before the end of the quarter where they lost 5 yards. And starting behind the sticks is always hard. Nice job. I think that's Luke Cheatham. Gets it back just beyond the original line of scrimmage, so a 7-yard pickup there. So we've seen Ty Martin throw it deep once, threw it well ahead of Luke Cheatham, but a lot of these passes have gone for short gains, but they have worked as Cox just nowhere to go. Got around one Whiteland player, but there was another one coming right there, and Tyler Cox carried the ball 9 times so far, but not a whole lot to show for it yet. So another 3rd and long for Martinsville. Can Ty Martin convert? It's a draw, and that was not good from the beginning as Ty Martin and Tyler Cox just kind of struggled with the handoff, and Tyler Cox lost 3 yards on that play. So Martinsville's going to have to punt it away again. Defense going to have to go back out there. Granted, unfortunately, last time they were out, they were only out for 1 play. So but you have to wonder if Coach Duggar punt this away. Pemberton's going to get a nice Martinsville bounce, and it's going to go to maybe near the 20, 22-yard line is where it'll be down. Kind of have to wonder if Coach Duggar might try to change some things offensively, some schemes, different things, because so far haven't had a lot of success. Tyler Cox just doesn't have the running room. You can see Whiteland is kind of keying in on him, loading up the box, and Darren Martinsville to throw it. Ty Martin 8 for 10, so he's been accurate, but really hasn't been able to really push the ball downfield too much. See, maybe start some play action. Get Whiteland to come crashing down on Tyler Cox and then try to get a deep ball or two. Whiteland, that's up the middle, this time stuffed. Nice job of the Artesian defensive line. Valentine, who got about a 1-yard pickup there. His 5th carry of the night.
2nd and 9.
Shows you the difference from Whiteland. They've had 5 players carry the football tonight. Martinsville, only Tyler Cox has ran the football. See, Whiteland has a lot of different options as far as who's going to run it. That's what you have to key in on. Fakes a sweep there, and that fooled Martinsville because Chase Valentine's able to go through for about a 10-yard pickup and a first down.
At the 34-yard line.
So Martinsville kind of leaned a little bit on that fake of the jet sweep. Valentine was able to go up the middle for 10 yards. 8 minutes to go here in the first half of play. Artesians need to stop. Down 14-0. You do not want to go into the locker room down 21-zip. So you need a stop and a response from your offense. Good job of the defense to stay disciplined on that. Only about a 2-yard pickup. And that kind of fooled the broadcaster up here. I wasn't 100% for sure who had the football. Fortunately, the Artesian defense did. It was Crowley, number 32, who just had that long 80-yard touchdown run. That time they stopped him. It's quarterback's going to keep it this time. He is going to get met hard. Kuntz gets hit hard. And only gets about a yard or two to show for it. So big third down here for Martinsville defense. Can they get off the field? About 3rd and 6 for Whiteland. Now they had it about 3rd and 7 2 series ago and tried to pass it. The only pass attempt so far, and Artesians were right there, able to force the incompletion. 3rd and 6 though this time, so a lot of options in the Whiteland playbook. They're going to roll and pass it. Kuntz has got a man wide open, but he short arms it. And the second pass attempt for Kuntz is also incomplete. So you can see that that's not their forte. It's just Whiteland doesn't look 100% comfortable throwing the football.
I'd like to remind you again, concession stands at both ends of the field. Grab your sandwiches and be ready for homecoming festivities at halftime.
So Whiteland going to be punting for the second time tonight. Last time it was Martinsville got a piece of it. This time a very good punt. And it will be down on the 17-yard line. So nice job by the defense to respond after giving up the long 82-yard touchdown run the last time out. That time tightened things up, forced Whiteland to punt. But now it's the offense who needs to do something here. .6:21 left to go in the first half. Artesians down 14-0. We'll see what Coach Duggar does here offensively. Like I said, after the last series Martinsville had, is wonder if he'll try to maybe change something schematically. As so far, the Tyler Cox has not had the running room or the success that he did last week at Franklin. Going to give it to him. He's going to bounce to the outside this time and get spun out. Does get away, actually. I thought he was spun out of bounds, but is able to stay in bounds and get away and cross the 20-yard line to about the 22-23. So, tough run. Tyler Cox has not had any easy runs tonight. And that was his longest run of the evening, a 5-yard run. That kind of shows you the tough running that Tyler Cox has had. 5 yards is the longest run so far. 11th carry tonight. Dilly gets back to the right, going to pass it to LaFerry. LaFerry makes one miss and gets back to maybe the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard or two on that. That play looks kind of confusing from the get-go. Don't think some players knew exactly where they needed to be at. So a 2-yard completion to LaFerry. That is his 5th completion. but not a whole lot of yard in. We got another third down situation. Artesians have converted on 3 of them. Martin, he's just going to throw this away. He was rolling to his left, and there was nobody there, and a flag's going to come. This might see what this is. I don't know. Coach Duggar's not happy at his offense, and I wouldn't be either. As the offense has really struggled in this first half, and the scoreboard shows it. Intentional grounding. It's what I thought. It's really the only penalty that could be thrown is Martin. There was obviously nobody near where he threw that. Apparently he was not out of the outside the tackle box. And the official, so that's going to move Weston Pemberton to have to punt from his own end zone, and this is going to give Whiteland a short field. Artesian player running on late. Seen some just mental miscues here for the Artesians. Some confusion or late substitutions like this is never good to see as Weston's able to get this off. And it will take an Artesian bounce. It will be scooped up and then immediately down, but Whiteland will start it at the 40-yard line already in Artesian territory. And defense has been put in a tough situation. We'll see if they can handle this as they did well last time out, force Whiteland to punt. So teams need to do what they can to keep Whiteland out of the end zone here. Like I said, going down 21-0 against a team like Whiteland is not in Coons. He's going to go deep. He's going to try to throw it, and it is incomplete. Nice coverage there by the Artesians. Weston Pemberton was there on one coverage. Looks like I think Adam Field in there on the others. Both of the intended receivers. I don't know exactly who Whiteland was trying to get that to. But a nice tight coverage by both Pemberton and Field there. Good play call, though, by Coach Fisher. Try one deep pass. You're obviously known as a running team. You know the defense is going to kind of hone in on that run offense. And you got a lead, you got good field position. Might as well try a deep shot. So good call there by Coach Fisher. And going through the mid, Valentine, man, looks like he was going to get stopped near the line of scrimmage, but able to find a hole and get it to about a 7-yard pickup. So another third down situation, but this is 4-down territory for Whiteland. Got the ball resting out of the Artesian 33-yard line. They've got a 14-0 lead, so the way their defenses play, they're definitely Artesians are going to have to stop them twice if they want to get the football. In motion, there's Crowley. They're going to hand it off to Singleton up in the middle and gets about a 1-yard pickup.
Bryant making the stop for the Artesians.
Nigel Bryant in there on the stop. As heard from PA announcer Phil Deckard. Kerry Oliver there actually on the carry. His first carry of the night, I believe. So 4th and about 2 coming up. And no surprise, Whiteland going to go try for it. And the Artesians get a 4th down stop. Whiteland's going to run it, just how about are they going to run it? Well, toss play to Valentine. Valentine. And it's going to be close, but I think Valentine's second effort got it. We'll have to see.
Ball stopped short of the 30.
Well, see. It looks like where the ball is now, it's definitely a first down. Now, the near official, he's on the other side of the 30, but they're going to give it to him. It looks like Valentine at first was stopped initially, but that second effort, he was able to get the 2 yards he needed. So if your defense, don't let that be a morale booster there. That's tough, on the left side on the sweep, and nice job by Martinsville to string him out. And not much there on the left side.
Holsworth in on the stop for the Artesians.
So Whiteland, 2.5 minutes still in no hurry. They are content with just keeping this football as long as they need to. They do get it to start the second half, so also another, and they're going to pass it. Good, he lost the football. It is recovered by the Artesians. What a play by the defense. Looking like Nigel Bryant was the one to knock that football away. Malachi Pringle with the recovery, and I liked the last time that Coach Fischler called that pass play on first down. I kind of questioned that one a little bit. Now, I probably shouldn't question a head coach who has 168 total wins, but the way your run game has gone, I kind of questioned that pass. But the Artesians get a break and a takeaway. First turnover for either team of the night. Ty Martin, he's going to go deep, and looks like he was trying to get to LaFerry, but didn't quite look like. Maybe even some confusion there. Fourth incompletion for Ty Martin. That's the 11th forced turnover by the Artesians. 6th fumble recovery. So defense has done their jobs of getting the football back to the offense, taking it away. A little play action. Nice catch by Braxton Dilly, who gets hit hard at the 40. But a really nice grab by the sophomore for a 14-yard pickup. 10th completion for Ty Martin. And there's going to be a flag, and as LaFerry gets out to near midfield, but this one may get called back. So right now the flag is at about the 44-yard line, but Artesians are already moving backwards. And they're going to wave the flag off. No penalty. So it will be a completion for Ty Martin to LaFerry. 8-yard pickup there. Looks like it was the defender for Whiteland who did the throwing down. I don't know if the official thought it was their offensive player or not, and Ty Martin's in trouble. He's going to have to throw this away. He cannot take a sack, and he takes a sack, and that is something that you just can't do, and especially that big of a loss. And now it's going to bring up third and very, very long. And Whiteland's going to call a timeout. They want to try to get this football back in. First timeout taken by Whiteland. Ty Martin was flushed down. Just kind of has to throw that away because you go from having it 2nd and 2, I believe. Ball at the 48 to now 3rd and 17. Ball at your own 33-yard line. It's really, really tough to take a sack like that. Artesians kind of offensively going 1 step forward, 3 steps back, really. So far in this first half, they've done a good job to start drives with a first down, but then after they get that initial first down, they can't continue moving the ball forward actually go backwards, whether it be a penalty, the block in the back kind of hurt the first drive to start. The sack right here by Ty Martin that moved them backwards, so it really tough for Martinsville. They've been in these 3rd and long situations a lot in this first half. So now, if you can't get a first down, you got to really hope that Whiteland cannot score again. As Martin's going to roll out, and he's going to just tuck it and run, nowhere to go, and he's going to go backwards again. And Whiteland's going to hurry up, call a timeout. And Martin, he rolled out and just did not have a whole lot of time to even go through his progressions on who he wanted to throw that to. It seemed like he rolled out and immediately was having to run and tuck it himself. So Whiteland calls their second timeout. There's 1:16 left on the clock. Now, a couple ways to look at this. The Whiteland has really struggled throwing the football. Hasn't completed a pass yet. So throwing the football is not Whiteland's strong suit. So if they have to get this downfield in a hurry, they may struggle with that. But they've got 2 big runs on the stat sheet, an 82-yard run and a 58-yard run. So Whiteland, even though their passing game is not the strongest, with their run game and some of their weapons they have, they can get downfield from the ground in a hurry, and that's what they're going to have to do if they want to put points on the board. They do get the football to start the second half, so even more pressure on the Artesians as Pemberton line drive. Going to go past the return man for Whiteland and stop right at the 25. So a nice job by Weston Pemberton. Pemberton has done a really good job of getting that punt to take some Artesian bounces. So 1:08, that's what we've got here left in this first half. Artesians down 14-0, but if you can keep Whiteland off the scoreboard here, going to the locker room down 2 scores. Your defense, like I said, it's really been 2 big plays. Everything else has been pretty solid defensively for Martinsville. Just the offense, you've got to figure something out offensively. And you know Coach Duggar is capable. He comes over from Southport as was the offensive coordinator and had some very, very strong offenses for the Southport Cardinals over the years. So you know he's got some plays, some ideas. Just hopefully the Artesian players can execute them. And they're going to run the jet sweep to Valentine on the outside, and that's trouble. And he's going to be pushed out of bounds near midfield, and how does that happen? You see that Whiteland doesn't need to pass the football, like I said, to get downfield in a hurry. 24-yard run for Valentine. The second big run of the evening. Had a 58-yard run. Going to try it on the other side this time. Valentine, he's got some room still going. Duggar. Coach Duggar running down the sideline. He tripped. I think he's screaming at the official that there had to be some sort of hold or penalty. But it is Valentine who goes all the way to near the 20-yard line, the 22. Valentine's got it again. Can he get the edge? He does. My goodness. Chase Valentine, 3 runs, and there is a penalty flag that time. So we'll have to kind of see what this is all about. But Coach Duggar, those last 2 sweeps and there's a holding. I think Coach Duggar wanted that holding call on those last 2 plays. He thinks that the receivers on the outside for Whiteland are holding during those jet sweeps and giving Valentine those big runs. So that's a big holding call for Whiteland. That kind of puts the ball back original line of scrimmage because the penalty goes into effect where the hold took place. So 37 seconds, clock is running. Quarterback's going to keep it up the middle and gets out to about the 20-yard line. And Coach Fisher's going to have to, nope, they're going to kind of try to clock it right now. And clock it with 17 seconds left. So ball at about the 19-yard line. So this would be about a 36-yard field goal if Coach Fisher decided to run out his field goal unit if he doesn't gain another yard. Got 17 seconds left. Whiteland, I thought, had one timeout left in their pocket. I don't know if they do or not, but 17 seconds left, third down. Going to fake it, going to go for a pass, and had a man, but it was well overthrown. Intended receiver was number 1, Maxwell Sullivan, the tight end. Could not get to him. So 4th and 5 with 12.7 seconds left, and you would think Whiteland here would kick the field goal just to try to get some points. So 2 big run plays by Chase Valentine. 24-yard run, then a 27-yard run. So about a 36-yard field goal here for Whiteland's field goal kicker. Kick is up. Got it. So Whiteland gets the 36-yard field goal, makes it 17-0, and that's a big field goal. Makes this a 3-possession football game now. So Whiteland does come away with points, but at least the Artesians keeps Whiteland out of the end zone. So Whiteland will kick it off here. I bet it will probably be just a simple squib kick, eliminate any type of return, and then the way the offense has been going, I don't know if Coach Duggar tries a play if he has a chance here in this first half. Little squib kick here. Artesians do jump on it. It's Tyler Cox who comes up with it around the 26-yard line. So there's 3 seconds left, and you think it may be just a safe play here to just take a knee and go in the locker room and try to regroup and figure things out. Whiteland will get the ball to start the second half, and the offense here for the Artesians held off the scoreboard in the first half, and Martinsville offense has to figure something out. Coach Duggar, head coach, offensive coordinator, needs to get some things straightened out and find a way to get points on the board. They're just going to hand it off to Tyler Cox. He gets a stiff arm and gets to about for a 3-yard pickup, and that will do it at halftime. 17-0 is your score. Artesians have work to do as they head into the locker room. We're going to take a quick break. Stay with us. We're going to have the homecoming festivities right after this.
13,000 feet has a way of testing a man's soul. After all, we were never meant to take on such an endeavor. That long drop is what separates human from superhuman. And here we are, right here, right now.
You're good at motivation, we're good at your insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
When you hit that water, you're going to want to look for weeds, sunken structures, down trees, stuff like that. And let that breeze tell you where you want to go. Windy days like this, those bait fish will come swimming closer to shore. They'll bring the big boys with them, those bass and those pike. Now, they like cooler temperatures, so you ain't likely to have much luck.
You're good at giving fishing advice. We're good at your insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
And welcome back, everyone, to WREP 15 Sports, and thanks for watching live on the MHS Rewind YouTube channel. I'm going to go ahead and take this opportunity to send this over to Phil Deckard, PA announcer for Martinsville, as he will announce the homecoming Princess and Queen nominees.
Candidates this time, first for the Princes, and then following by our Queen candidates. Homecoming Princess contention. Please welcome Gracie Branham. Gracie is escorted by her brother, Adam Branham. Second year on the Martinsville varsity cheer team. Gracie has been cheering for 5 years. She made the NCAA All-American team. Gracie enjoys hanging out with friends and blasting country music in the car with the girls. Plans to attend IU or ISU, to major in early childhood education and minor in business. Our next Princess contestant, Chloe Cragen, escorted by her brother, Colt Cragen. Chloe is a member of the Red Blue Crew and a member of her church, First United Methodist. Chloe is also involved in JAG and 4-H. She enjoys showing pigs nationally, spending time with her family, and hanging out with her friends. Chloe plans to attend IUPUI to be a NICU nurse. Please welcome Lily Duffy. Lily is escorted by Kate Duffy, 3-year member of the marching band and varsity winter guard, but she's been spinning since the 6th grade. Katie enjoys painting, making jewelry, and listening to music. Plans to attend college to study botany and plant science and to open a metaphysical shop. Next, welcome Elena Fields, escorted by her brother, Drew Fields. Elena is in her 12th season of dancing at Studio J2 Dance. A 2-year member of the Martinsville High School's varsity dance team, Elena is part of Mrs. Casey's Human and Social Services class. She loves to help others in need. Elena is also a 10-year member of the Hoosier Harvest Church. In Elena's free time, she enjoys painting, traveling, hiking and camping, and spending time with friends and family. Elena plans to attend IUPUI to become an elementary school teacher. Next, welcome Princess candidate Ariana McCabe, escorted by Israel Serber. Ariana plays softball and has been a football manager for 5 years. Throughout high school, she's been part of the Science Club and National Honor Society. She enjoys cooking, going for long road trips, and spending time with her friends and family. Ariana plans to attend IUPUI or the University of Evansville to become a physical therapist. There you have our Princess candidates. Let's give them a nice round of applause. Now welcome nominees for Homecoming Queen. First, welcome Molly Collier, escorted by her brother, Jonathan Collier. Molly has cheered for 4 years on the MHS cheer team, 3 of which were on the varsity squad. She made the NCAA All-American team her junior and senior years and attends River Valley Christian Church. Molly is a member of the Spanish Club, National Honor Society, and Student Council, where she has served as 2 leader positions, secretary her junior year, vice president her senior year. Molly is in the top 25 of her class. Most importantly, she is Brian and Audrey Collier's favorite child. She enjoys traveling and spending time with her friends and family on Lake Monroe. Plans to attend Indiana University or Purdue University in order to study physical therapy or psychology. Please welcome Lindley Cunningham, our next contestant, escorted by her father, Aaron Cunningham. Lindley is a 4-year member of the Martinsville High School's varsity dance team. She is the team's year captain. Lindley has been dancing at elite dance and acrobatics for 15 years, competing at competitions for 10 years. She is involved in Dance Marathon, Interact Club, National Honor Society, publications, and participates in youth group on Sunday nights at Mount Pleasant Christian Church. Lindley has also been an employee at the Inside Scoop for 4 years. plans on spending time with friends and family, listening to and playing music, painting, and she has enjoyed going on mission trips to the Dominican Republic throughout her high school years. Lindley plans to study business and dance therapy in hopes of starting a dance therapy missions organization for children with special needs. Your next Queen contestant, please welcome Brianna Hicks, escorted by her mother, Crystal Hicks. Brianna is a 4-year member of DECA and BPA, placing first at the district last year in both, as well as attending the state leadership conference for the last 3 years. Brianna enjoys spending time with friends and family, baking, watching Netflix, and traveling to new places. She plans to attend either Ball State or IUPUI to major in social work. Now welcome Shelby Huff, escorted by her father, Travis Huff. Shelby is a second-year member of the varsity girls golf team, 4-year member of student council, member of JAG, member of Red and Blue Crew, student body president sophomore and junior year, and she enjoys spending time with her family and friends, going to church, and spending time outside. Plans to attend college, majoring in family law and minoring in broadcasting. And the final Queen contestant, please welcome Presley Staggs, escorted by her brother, Brody Staggs. Presley has participated in Student Council, the Leo Club, Science Club, DECA, National Honor Society, Publications, Red and Blue Crew, Vocal Jazz Choir, Concert Choir, and Show Choir, and has been an MHS cheerleader for 4 years. Presley has achieved 3 Academic Excellent Awards, 3 NCAA All-American Cheerleader Awards, the Outstanding Freshman Award, the Mental Attitude Award, and Teammate of the Year Award. Chosen as a Hoosier Girls State Delegate, top 25 in her class, she enjoys mission work, spending time with family and friends, listening to Hamilton nonstop, and going grocery shopping with her mom. Presley plans to attend either George Washington University or the University of Notre Dame to study political science. Let's give all of our Queen contestants a nice round of applause. And now, the moment you've been waiting on, our 2020 Martinsville High School homecoming princess, Elena Fields. Again, congratulations, Elena. All right, and now, time to crown our homecoming queen, Martinsville High School, year 2020. At our homecoming ceremony, please congratulate Presley Staggs. Presley plans to attend either George Washington University or the University of Notre Dame to study political science. Another nice round of applause for Presley, if you will. And a big round of applause for all of our contestants. They are all winners, but your homecoming princess is Elena Fields and homecoming queen Presley Staggs. Congratulations.
So congratulations to homecoming princess Elena Fields and homecoming queen Presley Staggs. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll come back and watch some of the Martinsville Artesian Marching Band and Color Guard when we come back.
"13,000 feet has a way of testing a man's soul. After all, you were never meant to take on such an endeavor. That long drop is what separates human from superhuman. And here we are, right here, right now.
You're good at motivation, we're good at your insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
When you
Ladies and gentlemen, we proudly present the Martinsville Marching Artesian Band. Ladies and gentlemen, marching band staff features visual designer Todd Clevenger. Instructors are Todd Clevenger, James Powell, Lily Weaver, Matt Rivera, Savannah White, Michael Malaspirito, Jacob Powell, McKenna Powell, and Audrey Scott. Band director, the very talented Ken Bell. The marching
Understand.
Being young is hard.
With friends, school, family,
Homework, jobs, sports.
It's easy to get overwhelmed.
stress, anxiety, depression.
They can take over everything.
And with drinking, vaping, smoking, drugs.
We know it seems like the easiest answer.
But it just makes things harder.
No matter what you're facing,
you can do it.
And you don't have to do it alone.
Because we understand.
Hi, I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to ihsaafoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
We're not just officers or deputies. We're people. We're parents and grandparents. We're here to serve our community. We're here for you. And we want everyone to succeed and be substance abuse free.
And welcome back, everyone. WREP 15 Sports, and thanks for watching the MHS Rewind YouTube channel. Appreciate you sticking with us and watching the homecoming festivities. Good to see Princess crowned Elena Fields and the homecoming queen Presley Staggs were crowned, and all the nominees, and then also the Martinsville Artesian Marching Band and the Martinsville Color Guard as well performing. First half really not going in Martinsville's favor. Obviously the scoreboard 17-0. Artesians trail the Warriors. Artesian defense has forced one turnover. That fumble that happened late in the second quarter, you thought that might spark something, but the offense just hasn't been able to get things going. As far as for the Artesians, they only have one rush yard. Tyler Cox, he's rushed it 12 times, but just hasn't really found a lot of room. His longest run of the night so far is 5 yards. And then Ty Martin was sacked twice, so those yards go against the rush. And Ty Martin had one big one that was a loss of 14 yards. So Artesians really not finding a lot of room on the ground, only 72 yards through the air, so they spread it out. Passing-wise, they have hit 4 different receivers, but really haven't found any success going deep or pushing the ball downfield. So a lot of quick screens and things like that just haven't really broken free. So not a lot of offense, only 73 yards of total offense in that first half. So like I said, Coach Duggar hopefully can tweak some things, make a few changes, and get this offense going again. On the other side for Whiteland, offense, yes, they've given up 17 points, but really it's been 2 plays. The 58-yard run by Valentine. Then he had two runs toward the end of the first half that set up the 36-yard field goal, one of 24 and 27 yards. So for the stats for Whiteland, they have 247 rushing yards, and they have not gained a passing yard yet. They've had 4 incompletions. So Whiteland, all their offense has been on the ground, 247 yards. We're going to take a quick break here. Artesians coming back out on the field. We'll be back for the start of the second half after this.
Don't do that.
Work can be overwhelming.
School can be overwhelming.
I don't feel like I do enough at home.
I don't feel like myself at home.
I don't know if I'm making the right choices for my future.
I have no idea what to do with my future.
I have anxiety.
I get so depressed. I just wish someone could understand.
We may be your parents,
but we've been in your shoes.
And we fought the same battles.
No matter what you're facing,
we're here for you.
And you're not in this alone.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, Become a role model for our young student athletes. Earn extra money and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
And welcome back, everyone, WREP 15 Sports, and thanks for following us live on the MHS Rewind YouTube channel. Big news coming out of the locker room for the Artesians. Looks like the sophomore, number 17, Tyler Atkins, will be getting the start for the second half for the Artesians. Ty Martin comes out of the locker room, still in uniform, but he's got an ice pack on his right arm, right shoulder area, so do not know, obviously, the severity of the injury, but do know that to start this second half, it will be the sophomore Tyler Atkins. Now, he has seen some action. He saw some action earlier in the season. He's completed a couple of long passes on some trick plays. So it'll be interesting to see how that changes the offense. Now, you obviously never want to see a positive change due to an injury, but you wonder if Tyler Atkins can get a different spark. We will see. He will have to wait a little bit due to Whiteland will receive this opening second half kickoff. But it will be Tyler Atkins under center or in the shotgun when Martinsville offense comes back out on the field. Ty Martin's arm is wrapped up pretty good. I do not expect him back in this game, but you never know.
Something just happened. It says login successful. Like as soon as like 2 seconds ago, it just went away. The whole thing went away. Like it just says login successful.
Play as hard as they possibly can.
Yeah, I didn't touch anything. I swear to God.
I would say keep them out of your territory.
Yeah, that's what I'll say. Also, the first half, it's good to see the
I didn't even touch anything. I didn't change cameras.
Yeah, no turnovers in the first half.
Artesians come out and getting ready to kick this off.
Here we go, ready for second half action.
Kickoff. This is the second half.
I mean, we hit it so hard for no reason.
John and the staff on 39 bypass Martinsville. Taking care of all the
Why is your camera going weird?
It doesn't look weird here. It looks weird here.
So this will be the first kickoff, unfortunately, for the Artesians, as Whiteland had the opening kickoff to Martinsville to start, and Artesians were held off the scoreboard, so didn't have an opportunity to kick off. So this is the first kickoff for the Artesians, and they will boot this one deep, and it's a nice kick, and that should be a touchback, and it is. Still have a. Looks like they will. I thought he caught that. I thought his foot was in the end zone, which would have been a touchback. Regardless, ball's going to be marked at the 20. So Whiteland comes out. No passing yards, but 247 yards on the ground in that first half, and that's where they're going to continue. And there is, believe it's Valentine, up the far sideline. No flags and a score. 80-yard run for a score. The first play of the second half. That is the second 80-plus yard touchdown run of the day for Whiteland. Valentine has that one. And then Crowley, number 32 for Whiteland, has the other one. And just like that, It's 24 or 23-0 with the extra point pending. Could be 24-0 here very shortly. That's the last thing you could really have happen. So 24-0 after Whiteland first play from scrimmage in the second half. It's not really anything we haven't seen before. Valentine takes it around the right side, up the far sideline, and outruns the defense. And that's been the killer for Martinsville, just those big plays. They've given up a few of them, and they've all led to scores in some way, shape, or form. So Valentine had the 58-yard run that he was caught at the 2-yard line. Quarterback punched it in. Crowley had the 82-yard run in the second quarter, then to start the second half, an 80-yard run for Valentine. So those are the three big runs that Whiteland has. Everything else has been pretty held under control. But three long runs that have led to touchdowns. And now we will see the Martinsville offense with a new quarterback, sophomore number 17, Tyler Adkins, here momentarily. Taken at the 10-yard line. Cox trying to find some running room. Gets it across the 35, so that'll be good field position for the Artesians. So Tyler Atkins, the sophomore, leads out the offense. Like I said, he's had a couple passes this season. Had a nice long 48-yard pass completion against Greenwood on a kind of a trick play. He handed it off to Tyler Cox, stops and tries to find running room and just nowhere to go. Tyler Cox just cannot find the same running room he had against Franklin. Only 73 yards of offense for the Martinsville offense in that first half. Tyler Atkins avoids the pressure, gets it to, I think that's Garrett Skaggs with the reception. So first pass is a completion for Atkins. Avoids the sack and gets a 4-yard completion. So now another third down situation. There's been a ton of these 3rd and 7s, 3rd and longs for Martinsville. Atkins, he's going to go back to throw it. He's going to roll. He's still looking downfield. Gets out of bounds. I think he maybe got a yard, but it's going to bring up a 4th down. So Atkins on the scramble gets a yard, but going to force a punt for the Artesians. Coach Duggar is going to keep his offense out there. I think this is just to see how his team handles a situation like this. 4th and 4. See how the sophomore quarterback does. Rolls to his left. Got a man. It is caught. That was a great pass there by Atkins. Completes it to, I believe, that was LaFerry who made that catch. First down for the Artesians and a big completion and 4th down conversion there for Tyler Atkins, the sophomore. Back to pass. He's going to throw this one. This one's to Skaggs, but it's through his hands. I think he heard footsteps. Second down coming up for the Artesians. Just trying to get some positivity going on the offensive side here. fakes the handoff and throws a dart to his receiver there on the far side coming across the middle. That's Luke Cheatham with his third catch of the night. So sophomore to sophomore. I don't know what happened. It looks like the official has motioned Adkins to get off the field. I don't know if there's an equipment issue or what, but Coach Ducker is going to have to find a third quarterback here. So I think it's an equipment situation where Adkins maybe didn't have a mouthpiece or something like that. I think you're going to see him back out there. First down. And that could have been really, really bad. Pemberton tried to hand that, or direct snap actually to Pemberton is what happened. And so on first down, the Artesians kind of lose it down basically after having their backup quarterback shoot off the field for what I think is probably a equipment issue. Now Atkins back to throw it. Throws a rifle, and it is caught. Garrett Skaggs on that catch, and you see the arm strength that Tyler Atkins has. I mean, he goes back and he throws it. Atkins third down. He's going to throw it again, and it's broken up in and out of the hands. Matt LaFerry was there, but had a defender right on top of him that might have altered the ball a little bit, and LaFerry could not bring it in. But fourth down, obviously, the Artesians are going to go for it on fourth down inside their own 40-yard line. They're going to go for it here, and they will. 4th and 3, 8:28 left to go in the third quarter. This drive has all been Tyler Atkins throwing the football, not handing it off too much, and he won't anymore. Atkins gets out of the pocket. A little jump pass, and is that caught? What a great catch there. I think that's LaFerry who made that catch, and that was behind him. He had to go back and get that. And Matthew LaFerry with another catch and another first down, and it's 3 first downs, and Atkins with a jump pass, and see the arm strength still in midair, throws it and has enough on it to get it to his intended receiver. This time they hand it off, and Tyler Cox is bottled up pretty quickly. There's a replay of Atkins. You see him have to step up in the pocket, jumps up, throws it just a little behind LaFerry, but he goes back and gets it. His second down was a negative run there for Tyler Cox's. Tyler Cox just unfortunately has not found the running room. So third down here for the Artesians. 4-down territory more than likely here. Atkins rolls to his right. Eyes still downfield. Finds his man. Tyler Cox inside the 5. That's a first down. Now there is a flag on the far side, so we'll have to see what this is about.
Penalty signaled against the Artesians.
61.
So unfortunately, Penalty is going to go against the Artesians. Looks like it might be an ineligible receiver downfield, and that kind of happens when a play breaks down and have to scramble. Sometimes a lineman takes a couple steps more than he's allowed to downfield. So a 3rd and long here. Atkins back to pass, and he will have to go backwards. Whiteland gets to him this time. Atkins has been under pressure, but that time is unable to escape it. And now we might see the arm strength here of Atkins as after the sack, your football is at the 28-yard line of the Warriors, but first down marker is over down at the 4-yard line. So you got to get 23 yards to for the first down. So Atkins is probably going to throw this downfield. Might as well just try to get it to the end zone. Atkins back to pass. He's going to loft it up. He's got Skaggs. And I think that was intercepted. It was. Good play there by the Whiteland cornerback there. Great catch, but it kind of works like a punt. Actually, it worked out in Martinsville's favor. If you're not going to get the first down or the touchdown, Whiteland would have had it at the 28. Now they've got it at the 20 on the interception. So Tyler Atkins on that drive, though, very promising. Drove Martinsville downfield. It's the most promising drive they had. Unfortunately, the ineligible receiver downfield hurt a potential for a touchdown. His inside handoff there. Valentine gets it to near the 30-yard line. So they had the penalty that moved him back after the catch by Cox that got him inside the 5. That penalty brought him back, and then the sack. So a 4th down, kind of a let's just heave it to the end zone, see what we can get play. But Tyler Atkins, the quarterback for Martinsville, the sophomore, very confident in his ability. He attends a quarterback academy in Westfield, Indiana called X Factor, coached by Anthony Morelli. And they do a lot of work with a lot of really good quarterbacks and a lot of really good athletes in Indiana. And Tyler Atkins is one, and you kind of can see it. But right now, Whiteland is able to do some things offensively. Wow, what some footwork there by Whiteland to stay on his feet and get some extra yardage. And he's pushed out of bounds around the 35, 40-yard line. But now Whiteland's offense is just really starting to churn out some big, big runs. They had a couple in the first half, but they've already had the one 80-yard touchdown run in the second half, and then that one right there. So Whiteland is now just starting to wear down Artesian's defense. Unfortunately, they've had to be out on the field quite a bit, especially in that first half, and up the middle, and now Valentine is tackled from behind. Riddick Bolton was the Martinsville defender to bring him down. Singleton around the right side. Makes a couple man miss. Man, and now Martinsville is just kind of missing some tackles there on the edge. So pushed out of bounds for another first down, and ball will be around the 6-yard line. And Whiteland looks to be ready to punch this in again, and already up 24-0. Kind of puts the game really out of reach for the Artesians. So Whiteland's able to score here. You just hope Martinsville continues to play hard and be able to work on some things and keep everybody healthy as Whiteland is looking to take control. Valentine, that time doesn't get a whole lot, maybe a couple yards to about the 5-yard line. So second down coming up for the Warriors. Couple men in motion for the Warriors. Toss play. Valentine, I think, is the one who has it, and he does get into the end zone for another touchdown, and Whiteland will go up 30-0. And not the homecoming the Artesians were wanting.
Valentine scores for Whiteland.
Extra point coming up for the Warriors. And you can just see how well this offense works. Coach Fisher has been at Whiteland for 16 seasons. Has an overall record of 107 and 66 losses. So 107 wins, 66 losses for Coach Fisher in his 16th season at Whiteland. And like I said, all of these players, if they started playing junior football in the Whiteland program, they would have started in second grade, and they ran this offense in second grade. And in third grade, fourth grade, middle school, so by the time they get to the high school level, they don't have to learn this offense over. They're just kind of tweaking some things and working on getting better. And it's not like they're having to learn new blocking schemes or new routes or anything like that. They know this offense. They've been doing it for years. So now it's just time to perfect it, and you see what the product you get on the field, especially if you have the right players at the right positions. This Whiteland team has had some very successful teams in Coach Fisher's 16 seasons that he's been the head coach here. They've won 3, maybe 4 sectional titles, and they've just every sectional championship that they've won here in the last 15 years. They've ran into the powerhouse Cathedral in the regional and hasn't been able to get over that hump. So they've won, like I said, 3, 4 maybe sectional championships in Coach Fisher's tenure at Whiteland, and unfortunately Whiteland hasn't been able to advance beyond that just due to having to run into Cathedral, who once again has a great team this year. The Artesians, number 26 with that return, as that's Pemberton. Gets to about the 35, so we'll see the offense. Last time offense was out, they moved the ball downfield with Tyler Atkins at quarterback. And was really close to scoring a touchdown there. Had a first down conversion to Tyler Cox inside the 5-yard line, but that penalty for an ineligible receiver downfield moved them back, and then a sack, and they were 4th and 23. Atkins just threw it up, and unfortunately a Whiteland player came down with it in the end zone. So Atkins on that drive, a lot of good throws, but the last one was an interception. Hands it off this time, and Tyler Cox just unfortunate. They're focusing on him because last week he had 220 yards rushing the ball, 2 touchdowns. And Coach Fisher and that Whiteland coaching staff saw that film, saw that video, so they pretty much decided from the get-go, hey, we're not going to let 28 beat us, so we're going to load the box up, and we are going to force Artesians to beat us with someone else. A little screen set up. We got some promising play here. Braxton Dilly, I believe, was the receiver and got it near the first down marker, but I think it's going to be about a yard short, so bring up 3rd and short. Now, typically, you would just hand it off to Tyler Cox, and you would assume you'd get the first down. But like I said, it's been tough running for Cox tonight's game. Ooh, high snap, but Cox is able to take the handoff, stops, trying to find running room. I think he finds just enough, gets a yard for the first down. But high snap, Atkins was able to bring it down, and fortunately made the handoff to Cox. Wasn't the prettiest looking play, but it got the job done. So a first down for Artesians. Under 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Quick pass and caught. Across midfield is Matthew LaFerry. He's had several catches tonight. Good to see Matthew LaFerry. He's a senior leader in this receiving group and had to miss the first couple games, and I think he's missed maybe 3 total games. Had to miss a game in the middle of the year. This is only his 3rd game of the season. But if you look at his stats, every game that he's played, he's had a big impact, several catches for a lot of yards. Very important player. Tyler Cox, this is his best run of the night by far. Gets it across the 40-yard line for a first down. Finally able to break a hole and find a hole and break a tackle and get the first down across the 40-yard line. So you see this offense really starting to click a little bit. I don't believe Whiteland has sent in their backup, so I think Martinsville is still doing this against the first-team defense for Whiteland. Atkins back to pass, has some time. Good blocking up front, and he's just going to throw it away. Smart decision there. Just throw it away to LaFerry. Nobody there. Impressed by Tyler Atkins. He has not got rattled. I mean, granted, this is not a tight game situation, so this is probably one of the better situations for him to be in, where he's not in a tight game and tie ball game or anything like that, and he's trying to protect the lead. Right now, he's just trying to get better. Unfortunately, the score is out of reach, 31-0 with a quarter left. It's going to be tough to come out of that hill. And what a catch. Took a shot there at the 25. I think it was Luke Cheatham. And what you have to really be impressed about, and if you're a Martinsville fan, that's sophomore to sophomore right there. Garrett Skaggs, sophomore. So you've got a lot of sophomores at these skill position players for Martinsville. So in a year or two, next year, the year after, when these players are upperclassmen, you might have something here. As Tyler Cox going to go around the left side, and he's got some room, and he's forced out of bounds. A second good run for the Artesians on this drive. This offense just seems to be clicking a little bit better here in this second half. 5 seconds left. More than likely the last play of the third quarter. See if Artesians can punch it in before the end of the third quarter. First and goal here for the Artesians. Atkins rolls to his right. He throws a rifle, tries to get it to Garrett Skaggs. A lot of contact, but no call. And I was mistaken. This should be the last play of the third quarter. That quick play, quick pass by Tyler Atkins. Still a 1.8 seconds left. Hands it off to Tyler Cox, who spins forward about the 3-yard line, I think, is where he will end up. So we're going to go to the other side of the field, and fourth quarter is coming up. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back after this.
13,000 feet has a way of testing a man's soul. After all, we were never meant to take on such an endeavor. That long drop is what separates human from superhuman. And here we are, right here, right now.
You're good at motivation, we're good at your insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
When you hit that water, you're going to want to look for weeds, sunken structures, down trees, stuff like that. And let that breeze tell you where you want to go. Windy days like this, those bait fish will come swimming closer to shore. They'll bring the big boys with them, those bass and those pike. Now, they like cooler temperatures, so you ain't likely to have much luck.
You're good at giving fishing advice. We're good at your insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
I've always been with live bait.
And welcome back, everyone. WREP 15 Sports, live on the MHS Rewind YouTube channel. Tyler Atkins, sophomore, 5'11", 170 pounds. So smaller quarterback than Tyrus Martin, 6'5", 205, what he's listed at. Fortunately, Tyrus Martin got injured at some point in the first half, came out of the locker room with an ice pack on his shoulder. Atkins now, it's his show, and now he is scrambling, and he's going to get hit from behind. The ball's going to come loose. And did Whiteland jump on it? They did. So that is the second drive that Artesians have got it in the red zone and have not been able to punch it in. Tyler Atkins, after a penalty and a sack, threw an interception on fourth down, and then on that third and goal play, he was rolling to his left and got tackled and sacked from behind, and the ball came loose. So the sophomore, unfortunately, with 2 turnovers. Artesians unable to come up with points on that drive. So now it's the defense who try to stop Whiteland's offense, who in the second half has looked really strong. Whiteland just kind of up the middle on that run. Big first down run for about 8 yards on that pickup. And I don't think you're going to see Whiteland throw the ball anymore this game. So it's a rare thing for a defense to not give up a completion or a passing yard and still have the score what it is. But that's just the style of offense that's. And now Whiteland's got another play. He's got one man to beat, and nice effort there on that far sideline. But another big run from Whiteland. And Larry Bland, I think, was a Martinsville defender who saved another touchdown. So first down set up here by Whiteland, and then just another long run, and that's kind of been how they have had success. And there's another big run, and this one might go for a score, and it will. So the Warriors, it's Crowley, his second touchdown. There's a flag at the 15-yard line, so let's hold off on it looks like it's going to be a hold against Whiteland, so this will be coming back. I think it's only the third penalty against Whiteland. They have not had many. So that will move this back to the 25-yard line for Whiteland. Fortunately for Martinsville, I need to mention that if Whiteland is able to score here, the clock will continue to run. It's the mercy rule that was put into effect through the IHSA last year, the year before last. I cannot remember exactly, but if you're up by 35 points, then it's a running clock in the second half. And Singleton is heading to the end zone, and he will score on that left side. And now, yes, you will have the running clock. So the clock will stop for timeouts, injuries, and kickoffs. But an incomplete pass or player goes out of bounds, that clock is going to continue to run. And even if Martinsville does score and get it under 35 points, the clock will continue to run. It does not go back. So you'll have a running clock the rest of this game. And a 37-0 score for the Whiteland Warriors. Kick is up. It's good. You have to wonder if just the defense is just getting worn down. That drive especially, it was just big run after big run after big run. In the first half, the Artesian defense, yes, they gave up a couple big runs, but they also had some nice stops and forced Whiteland to punt a couple of times. But Whiteland, that drive especially, just wore Martinsville down and had 20-plus runs, probably I think 4 of them total. Fifth one that was called back for a holding. So I think Martinsville is just getting a little worn down. It's kind of hard. You look at the scoreboard, you're down 38-0. Just homecoming just has not gone your way. I know Coach Duggar talked on the coaches show. The one thing he wanted to preach this week was don't be content. Don't be okay with how you're playing. Talked about how Martinsville had some early success. Had the win against Bedford, then played really close against the Bloomington South team. It's 4-1 going into tonight. Beat Greenwood, which a lot of people considered an upset. As Whiteland will kick this off, a high kick will be fielded at the 20. And Adam Field spins to near the 35-yard line. Got some little bit of chippiness here, but nothing really too concerning. But Coach Duggar preached about not being content. And he felt that Martinsville players felt that they were okay with the way things were going after the 2-1 start. You played Decatur Central pretty close. It was a 1-score game going into the fourth quarter. So you were kind of content with how things were. You felt like you were doing okay, and he didn't want that. He wanted you to keep wanting to get better, keep striving to get better. There's a quick pass to Luke Cheatham, who's going to go to the outside, try to go back inside, gets near the first down marker. So he's really it'll be interesting. Coach Duggar here, he's going to just continue to preach. Hey, don't be happy. Don't be okay with, hey, we lost this game. Let's just kind of move on and get. He wants his team to get better and strive. So you're going to see this offense trying to put points on the board, and if the defense has another shot at it, they're going to try to get a stop. So yes, the game is out of hand, but you hope that these Artesian players will continue to fight and play hard and not be content with just a loss and trying to move on. Tyler Cox trying to find running room, and just not a whole lot of running room there. It does squeak through for a few yards for a first down. Now that will not stop the clock. Clock will keep rolling. Well, there is a flag, so the clock will stop because of the penalty. Unfortunately, it was a legal procedure penalty on the Artesians, so that will move them back. So now we got the clock rolling again. Second down for Martinsville. Atkins has to get the snap off. He does. Do hand it off to Tyler Cox, who gets across the 40 to about the 38-yard line. 42-yard line, I should say. It's third down coming up for the Artesians. Let's see if Atkins can get another first down. More than likely, the Artesians will probably just go for it here on fourth down. Just try to keep this offense on the field and at least get some points on the board. Well, play action. Atkins tries to set up the screen. It's incomplete. Tried to get it to Braxton Dilly there on the screen pass, but batted by the Whiteland defender, and Coach Duggar's going to keep his offense out there like I suspected and just try to pick up a first down and keep this offense out here to see if they can get some points on the board. Atkins back to pass, trying to get to Luke Cheatham and just off his hands. Cheatham had his defenders beat. So Whiteland will take over here. I suspect you may see some new players, new faces here for Whiteland as Coach Fisher may decide to rest some of his starters and his first-string players. So, because Whiteland, they've got a big one coming up next week. We'll get into the future games here after this play. Ooh, Crowley takes a shot, hit hard. Weston Pemberton there with a big shot. And we'll talk about what's coming up next week. First, we'll start for Whiteland. Whiteland, a huge game at home against Mooresville. Mooresville undefeated. They beat Decatur Central 20-14 last week. They are in first place all by themselves in the Mid-State Conference. So Whiteland has a chance to be tied atop the Mid-State Conference with a win next week against Mooresville at home. And that's one of those games you wish that everybody could be there because that would have a rocking atmosphere at Whiteland High School next week against Mooresville. But with COVID restrictions, obviously you're not going to get as many people as you would like. But Whiteland hosting Mooresville next Friday night. And that game could decide who's going to be the Mid-State Conference champion. If Mooresville wins, they have a very good shot of winning the conference outright. Whiteland, if they can get the W, they may be able to share it with Decatur Central and Mooresville. Decatur Central only has the one loss going into tonight, and that was against Mooresville last week. So a lot of implications in the Mid-State Conference next week at Whiteland High School. For the Artesians, they have another home game, back-to-back home games. Next week they will host the Perry Meridian Falcons. Perry Meridian winless on the season, but you have to kind of throw records out at this point. And there's some movement there. I don't know who jumped. I don't know if a Whiteland offensive lineman jumped, and that's what got the defense rolling. Nope. Feel like the entire defensive line jumped on that play, and Whiteland with the hard count. They get the first down on the penalty. But the Martinsville Artesians host Perry Meridian here at Ciderwoods Field next Friday. Last year's game was a thriller. Artesians won it on a game-winning field goal at Perry Meridian last year. Hands off up the middle, nowhere to go. Nice gang tackling by the Artesian defense. So, yeah, and that was Perry Meridian, I think, was winless in that game. And Artesians, it was a back-and-forth affair. Artesians able to come up with the win on a last-second field goal, game winner. Perry Meridian, they're going to more than likely get that football program turned around. It's a 6A school, very big school. They're off of 135 in Marion County, so they have a lot of student athletes to choose from. So if they get the right leadership, right coaching in there, or here on the left side, it's Crowley, spins, gets the first down. Perry Meridian can turn things around, but last few seasons they have struggled. But Artesians need to be ready. They have a chance to get a win and get some momentum going into the tournament time. We're in the heart of the football season. Very thankful that we've been able to play every game. No interruptions due to COVID or anything like that. So in the heart of it now. This is the last September game. So next week will be the first October game. You've got Perry Meridian at home. You travel to Mooresville. And then you got a little miscommunication there. And then your final game is against Plainfield, I believe. 2 minutes, 15 seconds left. Second down for Whiteland. They're just running the clock out, 38-0. Artesians offensively just could not get things going, but had some promising moments from the sophomore Tyler Atkins. You hope that Ty Martin is all right and can get back into action soon. Like I said, he played the entire first half and came in the locker room with a ice wrap on his right shoulder arm area. So you hope that he can recover and be back ready to play when he is needed. But Atkins did some nice things, made some sophomore mistakes, obviously getting thrusted into the varsity action for the first time this year. As a quarterback, I should say. He's had a couple plays that he's been in, thrown the ball once or twice. So, but first time as the go-to quarterback. And you saw the confidence he had. Really didn't get rattled. Yeah, he threw a pick and had an a fumble. But he's got a strong arm. And he can really throw it. And moves in the pocket well, keeps his eyes downfield. And the interception, like I said, was 4th and 23. And you just decided to, have to make a play at the end zone. That's what he did. So I had to stop the clock just momentarily for a player to come off. I think it was an equipment issue or maybe a little blood or something that had to be cleaned up. So 4th down for Whiteland. This could be the final play. We will see. So if you can get a ticket and come support the Martinsville Artesians next week, come to Sidewoods Field in person. See the Martinsville Artesians play. If not, we will be here with you next week live on the MHS Rewind YouTube channel. Martinsville and Perry Meridian, and that may do it. First down run for Whiteland, but I don't think Coach Fisher is going to run another play. As we will watch the clock go down. Artesians fall in this one, 38-0. It's been a long time since Artesians have been shut out, so hopefully Coach Duggar and his coaching staff can get some things fixed and come back strong next week. I'd like to thank the students of the MHS broadcasting class who ran camera and helped produce this broadcast. For everyone else here for MHS Rewind, I'm Eric Burns. Good night, everybody.